Hi. I wanted to talk about dreadlocks. I didn't ever make like progress videos or anything throughout my time of having dreadlocks. This is not my first set. This is like my 5th set. I've had a bunch over the years. I had a dreadhawk for a little while, and I have done everything wrong with dreads that you can imagine. Wax, crocheting regularly, flipping them under the roots. Bad stuff, I've done it all pretty much. Putting stuff you shouldn't put in your hair and stuff. Rubber bands, all kinds of stuff. Which rubber bands, if you use them right, can be okay, but most people just want to leave them in there, and that doesn't work. Like, I have one holding these together right now with the bead, but it's because the bead's loose. I want to talk about how long I've had dreads. This set, which is only half my head, I've had for 2 years. They're nice and mature. I like them. They're just now starting to get length. My hair seemed to stay the same length of like right here forever, and now they're starting to go down below it. It's nice, but it's weird because it's a lot of weight, and I usually have really short hair. I started them with twist and rip, and I kind of left them alone. After that, I just separated and washed. And the way I palm roll is different from what I see a lot of other people doing. You can see little baby dreads. This is what will form if you just leave all the loose hairs in between alone. You get little tiny baby dreads. They're actually really awesome. It's kind of really refreshing to have like new growth. I've got them like all over the back of my head. I had 40 something dreads. I don't know how many I have. I need to recount. It's got a lot of squigglies. It's cute. With palm rolling though, like a lot of people do it like this. I don't really see the point. I did that too, and it always seemed to not do anything. But the way I was taught to palm roll actually seems to do something, and I don't do it very often. Like, don't think that I do it all the time. It is like once every few months that I'll go through and palm roll some of them. I don't really have to do it anymore. But when I palm roll, I put them between a finger, between the other finger. I put my hands together, and I like roll, like circular roll. And it will take all the little hairs and put them in the dread, which it's not like, it can also help you blunt your tips, by the way, but it is not something you do all the time. If you do it all the time, you're gonna have broken hairs and stuff, and it just has like a broken look. It doesn't look good. I know, because my last set I did it like way too much, and I've just seen it end up bad. You don't want to do it all the time. You don't want to do any kind of maintenance all the time. Any maintenance you do regularly is bad, other than washing and separating. I want to talk about Congos, because some people are like really weird about it. I started out with a bunch of really skinny dreads. Really, really skinny, not very big. And then I started putting some of them together, and the ones that I put together within the first year, like 6 months plus, you couldn't really tell that it was dreads put together at all anymore. I mean, this was like 3 or 4 dreads that I put together. This is 2 going together right now. So I'm trying to get it to stay together. Then I have this big, huge, fatty. This was like 4. This was like 2. I've got a bunch of them that I actually stuck together to make bigger, fatter dreads because I like the assortment of sizes rather than just all skinny or just all fat. And I mean, Congoing pretty much, you can braid them together and leave them there. Like this one still looks kind of braided, but it's getting to where it will eventually not look like that anymore. But I started it kind of late, so it might take a while, or it might kind of retain kind of the bumpy look. I have zigzags, but a lot of them fade kind of over washing. They like lay down and stuff. I have one that I like made permanent because I just left my tie on it. That tie has been on there since like the beginning. Sorry, I lost track. I already talked about baby dreads, like the little bitty tiny growth that you get in between. Like, I know it's kind of annoying at first because it's just extra hair, but if you just leave it alone in those little intersection parts, it'll come together and make a little dread. And it's just nice to feel the difference in them. And I mean, they're a lot shorter, but they go up when you put your hair up or whatever. Like, I don't generally have them sticking out in any kind of way. Like, you can see them when little baby dreads forming. Which, it's kind of weird to have baby dreads in the middle of all these nice pretty dreads. I did dye my dreads. I bleached them to put the purple in. As you can see the end of the bleach here too. I only bleached them once and it was like yellow bleached, but after having red on it, the red kind of turns into like a brown tone when it fades after a while. Red and purples. But I don't really plan on putting any more bleach in my dreads. I like that I just kind of have the tips that I can dye. I don't plan on getting rid of this set at any point in time anytime soon. I mean, it's nice to have like down on the shoulders dreads. I would like to feel what down on the backs dreads felt like. I want to talk about how I wash. When I wash, I take a cup, like drinking cup like this, and in the shower, I do not do it like everybody else does, I don't believe, because I don't do it every once in a while with baking soda. I do it pretty much every other time I shower, so a couple times every 2 weeks. And what I do is I put baking soda at the bottom of the cup, like just barely covering the bottom, and then I fill the cup up with water. And I also when I fill the cup up, I stir it up just to make sure there's not like a bunch of clumps in it, and I pour it over my head. And I do the rest of my shower activities with that poured on my dreads. Sometimes I put them up while it's on there, but I like make sure to like, you know, scrub my scalp good and stuff. And then when I'm done washing my body and stuff, I wash it all out of my hair. And right after that, I will fill that same cup up with water again and put a splash of apple cider vinegar every once in a while to try and condition the scalp. I mean, I don't do it that often, but I do it when I feel like flaky. I wash my hair pretty regularly. You need to wash your hair regularly to get dreadlocks at all. Like, I don't know where the whole don't wash your hair to get dreadlocks thing came from. People apparently think I'm disgusting sometimes because they, for some reason, believe I don't wash my hair. Have you not washed your hair for like 2 weeks? It's nasty. It's horrible. I'll talk about beads. Beads are great. I love beads. Beads are also really awesome in the beginning because they can really help separate your dreads for you, and they can help like make tight spots and stuff. And for the people who don't like bumps or something like that, if you can get a bead over your bump, which I can't get this bead over that bump, but if you can get a bead over the bump, it can flatten it out. I like my bumps, so I don't generally just put my beads over my bumps, but sometimes my bumps help hold my beads on, because this one would not stay on if the bottom was not a bump. I don't know, I think that's about it. They will be 2 next month. I plan on keeping them a while. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to shoot me a message. Serenity the Pygmy on Facebook. I'm a part of the Dread Collective and a bunch of other Dreadlock pages, Dreadlock site and stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. I know, really random and all over the place, but that's kind of me once you get to know me. Have a good one, y'all. Take it easy. Happy dreading.